Hi students, welcome to accountancy lecture, and today we are going to do some sums based on journal entries. Journal entry, as we know, it is our book of prime entry. That is the first time any entry is entered in our books of accounts. It is in a journal. Okay, so this forms the base of all your advanced level sums also. So this is something that you need to understand very well. You already know that there are three golden rules of accounts. I will just recap that for you so that will help us to pass our journal entries easily. So for personal accounts, it is always debit the receiver and credit the giver. So if a person is receiving from us something, then I am going to debit that person. Or if the person is giving us something, then I am going to credit that person. Then when we come to real accounts, that is our assets, etc., debit what comes in, credit what goes out. So if something is coming into my business, like say if somebody is giving me cash, so cash is coming in, I'm going to debit it. But if something is going out of business, again opposite, suppose I am giving cash to somebody, then I'm going to credit cash. So debit what comes in, credit what goes out. And the third, for nominal accounts, it's always debit all expenses and losses and credit all incomes or gains. So if there is an expense given in my entry, I'm going to debit it. But if it's an income for me, if it's a gain for me, if it's a profit for me, then I'm going to credit it. So based on these three golden rules of accounting, all our journal entries, whatever be the situation that is given to you, you will easily be able to pass any journal entry for the same if you are well versed with these three golden rules of accounting. So we are going to do this question number 1 first. Okay. So they've asked us to journalize the following transactions in the books of Anand General Merchants. There are various dates given to us and the transaction related to that date. So we'll analyze the transaction, see what will be debited and credited, and accordingly pass a journal entry. Now I hope you are aware of the format of your journal. This is the format. Okay. So this is how your journal would normally look. We have a date column. We have particulars where we actually record the entry. Then we have LF, which is ledger folio. So whenever after journal we post our entries into the ledger accounts. So ledger folio means the page number of the ledger where I have posted this particular entry. So this helps us for cross-referencing between journal and the ledger. And then we have debit rupees here and credit rupees here. While passing any entry, our prime focus, our prime, the thing that we have to remember primarily is that your debit amount should always be equal to the credit amount. You cannot pass two separate amounts in the debit and credit, otherwise your journal will not tally. Okay. So let's see one entry each, and then we'll post that is recorded in our journal appropriately. So first they've said Mr. Anand started business. So this is a new business. He's just starting the business with cash rupees 60,000. Okay. So now first and foremost, let's recap back and think about what we have done when we did the accounting concepts. In accounting concepts, there was a concept called business entity or accounting entity. What does that concept tell us? That in accounts, for accountancy, a business and businessman are two separate people. So even the transactions which a businessman does with the business has to be recorded in the books of accounts of the business. So here the owner, that is Mr. Anand, is the owner of this business. He is bringing cash. He is starting a new business and he is bringing cash into the business. So first of all, I'll see the date. It's April 1 of 2019. So coming to our journal, first I'm going to write down the year here, 2019, and then I'll write down each date separately. So April 1. Now what is happening here? from the business point of view, what is the business getting? Cash. So cash is coming in, and as we saw that debit what comes in for real accounts. Cash is a real account. So I will write it as cash account debit. This is the symbol you use for debit. And when you are writing the credit, you mention 2. Now who is giving the cash? Who is the giver? Mr. Anand. But Anand is also the owner of the business. So for owners, we have a special account which we create for any money which is coming in or being taken away by the owner. So I will call it to Anand's capital account. So capital is the word which we use to describe the money which the business has to give to the businessman, that is the owner, in the future. Okay, let us go back and see what the amount was. It was 60,000. So both debit and credit I am going to write 60,000. Now whenever you pass a journal entry, what you have to remember is that there should be an explanation for that entry, and that explanation is called a narration, which is written in a bracket. So that narration always starts with the word being. So being cash introduced by Anand. Here I am writing the entries from the point of view of the business. Okay, so I am going to treat Anand as if he is an outsider and he is bringing in money. In the future I will have to give that money back to him. Okay, so I have created a new account, Anand's capital. Cash has come in, so I have debited it to cash. So I hope this entry is simple and clear. Yeah. Now let's go to the second entry that they've given, which is on 5th of April. Purchased goods for cash 30,000. So now we are purchasing goods. Let us go back here. Generally you demarcate this with a line, or you can just leave a line in your book, and April 5 is my date. Now we are purchasing goods. So what is coming into the business? Goods. Debit what comes in, so we have to debit goods, and I am purchasing goods for cash. What does that mean? That the goods have come in, I bought the goods from somebody and I gave that person cash in return. Okay, so goods coming in, cash going out. Debit what comes in, so goods will be debited. Credit what goes out, so cash will be credited. But whenever in business we purchase goods, we don't use the word goods in our journal or ledger. We give it a name, purchase account. So here purchase account is equivalent to goods account. But I will not use the word goods. Instead I will use the word purchase. So my entry will be, I would have said goods account debit, but instead of goods what am I going to say? Purchase account debit. And what are we giving in return? Cash. So to cash account, and the amount given was 30,000. So debit as well as credit 30,000. Okay, and without forgetting we are going to write our narration also. So being, here I will mention goods purchased for cash. Okay, so I hope you've understood why we are debiting a particular account and why we are crediting a particular account. So it's basically your use of the 3 golden rules of accounting at all times. Okay, so we'll move further with the sum.